Hello, rock stars. Borino's birthday today. Welcome to a special edition of Ask Borino Live. It's nice to have you. How are you guys? How do you like my festive attire? We gotta celebrate, of course. Nice to have you on this Tuesday Ask Borino Live, coming to you live to the Real Estate Rockstars here on Facebook and then recorded and posted on our channel on YouTube. It's great to have you, my friends. All right, this is gonna be fun. We'll have a good time. Everybody can see me, you can hear me, video is good, audio is good, yes? All right, Tasha says thank you, happy birthday, thank you so much. Janice, wishing happy birthday, thank you. Mr. Kenneth, lovely, thank you so much. Roxy, good to have you, enjoyed that nice post going to Vegas, that was awesome. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Mr. William May with us, good to have you, my good sir. Hard-working real estate agent down in Los Angeles, California. Awesome. Thanks for joining us. Working hard, my man, aren't you? I know. Mr. Dave Miller, thank you so much for the birthday wishes. Appreciate it. Got some lovely presents. Let me show you just one of many. This is from my staff. This is from Julia, who was here earlier this morning. One of my favorite wines. This is a claret. Coppola, we should just open it, huh? Wouldn't that be a great broadcast? We would just get shit-faced and just drink, talk shit, not mention real estate, huh? And I got this lovely box of candies. No, don't worry, we'll talk about real estate. I'm not opening it. I know, you would want me to, and then I get in trouble. I say some crazy shit. I still say crazy shit. Shauna, thank you so much for the birthday wishes. Appreciate it very much. All right, my good friends. How about we get this party started? Let me take this off, because I would lose my credibility if I wear this. And don't worry, I'll put it back on in a little while. But let's just put it aside. Why don't we get down to business? You had some good questions. Post them here in the comments, of course, on the live broadcast. If you're watching this on YouTube, post it in the comments below, and I will make sure I address your question. And we'll get started. Your Coach Borino with you. Lovely Tuesday to you all. November 15th, special day, as always. And yes, Ken is right. It's 5 o'clock somewhere, so totally. All right, guys, let's get started. I have some posts that you guys posted on our Rockstar group here on Facebook. And if you have any other questions, just post them below the video and I will check them out and we will talk. So let's start with this one. This is from Jonathan, who just joined us. What's a good income goal for a first-year agent? Really good question, Jonathan. The reason I picked this is because you are approaching, you have the right intention, of course. You want to know what is reasonable, what should you expect to earn. And this doesn't just go for new agents, but all of you guys. Here we are, mid-November. New Year will be here like that. Before you know it, you're going to be making noises like me. Happy New Year. You're going to have all kinds of goals and plans to earn them. So let me give you some tips that will help you. First and foremost, don't start with an income goal. Because, and this is, so many agents screw this up. I was screwing this up for years until I met my man Frank Kern down in San Diego, who showed me a completely different way. And we did coaching on it. If you've done the workshop, if you've done the exercise with me, then you know what I'm talking about. But setting an income goal is doing it backwards. Here's why. You set an income goal, let's say $200,000. And then, if you make that goal, you're going to apply your lifestyle towards that. You're going to mold your lifestyle to fit that income. But if you don't make that goal, you still have to shoehorn your lifestyle, sacrificing to live within those means, whether it's 100,000, 150, 200, whatever that is. That's backwards. Don't do it that way. Because the problem you're going to run into, especially if you start falling behind, which sometimes that just happens, life happens, right? Reality happens. You're going to start reaffirming, I don't reach my goals, this is too hard, and all these negative thoughts and affirmations we have in our heads. You know, the monkey brain? And then you just reaffirm and reaffirm. The more you reaffirm it, the less likely you are to reach your goal. Until that spiral hits, and then somewhere in June, maybe earlier, maybe later, you say, you know what, fuck it, I can't do this. Or it's not working. Or I need a new shiny object. I need something new, something magical. The magical ad, the magical this, the magical ad. So the answer is somewhere else. Come up with an ideal lifestyle you want to live in the next 12 months. What would really excite you? What would make you happy? What would you like to happen in the next 12 months that would satisfy you? That would make this grind, because we both know this is a hard business. What would make it worthwhile? You're going to put in the hours anyway. You're going to work hard anyway. You're going to deal with rejection. You're going to deal with stress, long days of grueling work. Might as well get paid well. So what would make it worth your while? Not a number, but a lifestyle. The kind of car you want to drive, the kind of watch you want, clothes, house, where do you want to live? You want to send kids to good schools. You want to go on some vacations, do some cruises, whatever it is for you. Not bills, not debt, not credit cards. That doesn't jazz. That doesn't have enough juice. It has to be done. You pay the bills, of course. But this is not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the ideal lifestyle within the next 12 months. Figure it out what it is for you, what really inspires you, where you don't mind getting out of bed at 5 in the morning or 6 in the morning and get going. Because not getting it simply will not be an option. So what is it for you? Jonathan, Roxy, you guys, everybody watching it, welcome. Welcome. So just joining us, Coach Borino, talking about what is the ideal goal to set. And I'm saying don't set goals, create a lifestyle. So make a list. And there's going to be maybe 3, maybe 4, maybe 5 things that stand out for you, that really excite you. The new Lexus or the new Tesla? The new Gucci or the new Rolex? What is it? And once you have those things, how you want to orchestrate your life, figure out what is it going to cost. And then just simply break it down backwards. If it's going to cost you $200,000 next year to live that kind of lifestyle, how many transactions do you need to close? How many listings do you need to take? How many appointments do you need to go on? And how many leads is it going to take to get you there? Because that's really the connection. Leads to appointments to listings to lifestyle. That's it. Leads to appointments to listings to lifestyle. And then it just means daily focusing on those 3 things. What do I have to do today? What do I have to do right now to get more qualified leads? What do I have to do to get appointments with the leads I already have? And what do I have to do to turn those appointments into good listings? If you only focus on these 3 things, leads, appointments, and listings, you have a profitable business, no question about it. And if your business is not doing well, if 2016 has not been the best year you ever had, I guarantee you, if you pop the hood, and if you start troubleshooting, the problem is going to be one of these 3 things. No question about it. Either you're not getting enough good leads, or you're getting good leads, but you're not going enough on appointments, which means your follow-up is screwed up. Or you're getting leads, you're going on appointments, but you're not getting enough good listings, which means your listing presentation sucks. You fix these 3 things, you have systems in place to get leads, using my FSBO, Expired Plus, whatever. You have a good follow-up to keep in touch where you build enough trust with these folks, so now you're getting leads, appointments, listings. That's the whole answer. So that's the way to do that. Spend some time, analyze it, see where you want to be, see where you are, where you want to be, put it together, come up with a simple plan. Don't overthink this, number 1. Don't overcomplicate it, number 2. This doesn't need to require 70 different steps and cost thousands of dollars every month. No need to. Just the 3-4 good lead generation funnels you focus on, you're in business. Even as a new agent, you can reach, that's the beauty of this business. Whether you're stuck in a rut, whether your business is just kind of meandering, not really stellar, or you're just starting out, the beautiful thing about real estate, and the reason I'm so passionate about it, because you can get up and running very, very quickly. This doesn't take years to build. Like if you had a brick and mortar company, mortar company, I can't even say it, regular company, bricks and some mortars maybe. Then it would take you a long time. If you open a restaurant, if you open a bookstore, a bagel shop, coffee shop, bar, it's going to take a long time to get profitable, to get in green. Where in real estate, even as a new agent, within months you should be cranking listings, selling properties, making money. And if you're not, again, go back. Leads, appointments, listings. Something is broken there. Is that making sense, guys? Can you do this? You absolutely can. Absolutely yes. Next one comes from Guillermo. He would like to know, what is a great getting to know you form or questionnaire that they use to get to know their clients better? That includes favorite foods, hobbies, etc. Again, Guillermo comes from the right place, and I understand what he's asking. I get that, Guillermo. I know what you want. But here's the problem. If you have a lead or a client, a prospect, and you just use a form to get to know them, if it's not genuine, if it's not a conversation, if it's not a real interest, they're going to pick up on it. Just like you pick up on it. If somebody is a little bit fake, if they do it because they have an agenda, if they do it because there is something at the end that they want to reach, which is usually they want to stick their hand into your pocket. So what I would recommend, you're kind of pointing in the right direction, but instead of using some questionnaire or a set of questions, what if you're genuinely interested? What if you are at, let's say, a Thanksgiving party or a New Year's party, Christmas party, and you meet somebody interesting? What are the questions you would like to know? Those are the questions you ask. Because at the end, the approach that I advocate and I teach you guys is not a salesman or a saleswoman using scripts, bashing somebody over the head with closing and all the other shenanigans, but one human being helping another human being. Yes, a high status human being. Yes, you're an expert, an authority, and an advisor, but you're coming from the heart, from a human perspective, rather than sales perspective. And with that, all these communications, all these conversations will be not only a lot easier, but way more effective. Because now you're just another guy who's just being cool and nice, genuinely interested in somebody else. And if you show genuine interest in somebody else, they will open up to you, they will connect with you, and then they will gladly do business with you. Does that make sense? So with that being said, yes, there are certain questions you can ask and you can inquire. Core influence is a whole bunch of them. But they have to be inserted in an organic communication rather than going through a checklist. Okay, question number 1, what is your favorite food? Question number 2, where did you go to high school? You know, now I'm exaggerating, obviously, but you get my point. It takes some practice, it takes some skill, it takes some confidence, but without it, you're just going to be one of many, many agents. You will sound just like everybody else, you will come across like everybody else, and you will not reach the success you're after. Where on the other hand, if you come from the heart, from a passionate, compassionate understanding, where you generally inquire, you're going to crush it. ¿Está bien? So what do you think, guys? Let me take the pulse. Miss Hannah Latin, my lovely wife, is watching me upstairs. All right. Monica, thank you so much for the birthday wishes. I appreciate it. Roxy, FORD, family, occupation, recreation, and dreams. Great way to get to talk to you. Absolutely. But it still needs to be a genuine, authentic communication. Some of it requires just practice. That's how I got good at this. The stuff I teach you guys, you know I don't have any special skills. I don't have magic powers. I wish I did, but I don't. So a lot of it just comes from practice. Practice a lot. Talk to a lot of people. Hannah knows, my wife. We go out, we go for a cup of coffee, and I strike a conversation with a barista at Starbucks, with our waiters, we were in this French restaurant here in Falls Church, and this lovely sommelier comes in, this young gentleman, very passionate about wine, and we're just having nice romantic dinner, just the two of us, and he comes over and starts suggesting wines, and because, as you guys know, I like good wines, we start talking. He stood there for like 15, 20 minutes while Hannah was just sitting there checking her Facebook on her phone, and I was just having a great conversation. So it is a skill, it is an ability you need to develop as well. Connect with people on this level. Okay? All right. Mr. Matty Ferrer, wishing happy birthday. Thank you so much. Welcome to the birthday show. A little musical interlude for you. Nice to have you on this edition of Borino Live on this lovely Tuesday. All right. Okay. Let's look at another question or a comment from Jen. I would just like to say how shocked I am. This group, Real Estate Rockstars, has close to 4,000 people in it, and not once have I seen anything negative being said since I joined. Everyone here is absolutely wonderful and so supportive of everyone else. It's amazing. I wish you all the best and keep up the great work. I wanted to show you this comment because it is so true. Especially we had the elections and the politics. Facebook and social media just exploded, crushing and destroying friendships and bonds we had with each other. Especially those very passionate on either side have become enemies and have become the crusaders of their cause. And I respect and appreciate their passion. However, there comes a point where we just have to kind of roll up our sleeves and go to work and get shit done rather than cry, whine, or goat, or whatever, whichever side you were on. So to have this safe haven, which is Rockstars, and I appreciate every single one of you guys, is really a great place to reset, to take pulse of what's going on, what's working, what's not working. What are other agents struggling with or want to know? Because a lot of it can be a great inspiration for you. A lot of it can be a great answer you may not be even asking a question to. But because we create such synergy of positive attitude of helping each other, this can be a great place for you to come and, if nothing else, just recharge. Be cool. Help somebody. Sometimes it's about teaching somebody rather than come and learn something. Maybe you have something to share. So I encourage you, post, comment, like stuff, Share what's working for you and even what's not working, because many times we just learn from our failures. Many times we learn if somebody screwed something up, and God knows I have plenty of good lessons for you from my past, right? That's a good place to be. Because many times you don't need to repeat the same mistake. All you have to do is check somebody's experience and say, okay, I wanted to try that. I'm glad I see this. I'm not going to do that. All right? So thank you for being here, and thank you for continuing supporting Rockstars. I love it here. You guys know I'm here a lot, right? 2-3 times a day answering your questions, posting stuff. This is my kind of a retreat as well. All right. Anything you want to talk about? Any questions you have? Anything I should mention? Charity Sunrise Brown. That's a cool name. Charity Sunrise. Did I pronounce it right? Brown. Sunrise, welcome. She wants to know, how do I join boot camp? Boot camp is in progress. We are tomorrow is week 2 session. Well, I'm sorry, week 3. So this is the November-December boot camp. For those of you who don't know, boot camp is a 7-week, very intense, hands-on online coaching where I take a small group of agents and we build your prospecting, follow-up, and presentation systems. The next one starts February 1st, which is a Wednesday, and it's going to go on for either 7 or 8 weeks, not sure yet. I'm revamping certain modules in the boot camp, and we'll see if I have to break it up or not. But we are starting February 1st. If you are interested, we're going to post within the next 24 hours a page where you can sign up. You and I will get on the phone and we'll talk. And we'll figure out if that's something that might benefit you and benefit your business, get you a good start in 2017. All right? So we're starting February 1st. If you're curious, go borino.com. I don't think the page is updated yet for the new bootcamp, but it's coming February 1st. I will let you know as soon as it's up. Would love to talk to you about it. No big sales pitch or anything, obviously. All right. Maria Perez. I'm waiting for the bootcamp as well. Would love to have you guys. The group is small. I keep it small by design so that we can work together. You can ask questions. We can interact, you know. So it's not going to be a huge group, but love to have you. Absolutely. Okay, cool. Charity says, cool, thank you. Outstanding. All right. I'm listening to myself. Ooh, so good. So, you want to see the hat again? The birthday hat? There you go. Gotta have a little fun. Happy birthday to me. I am 23. Mentally. All right. Hope Borino and Jason Morris have a live Q&A once or twice a month. Love your flow together. Good info. Yes, Jason Morris, good guy. Jason, if you're on the call, if you're here on the broadcast. Great real estate agent out in Carolina. We've done 2 sessions together where we just chat about real estate. The good news is Jason is a rock star when it comes to FSBOs. For all of you guys who are members of my listing university, I will have a treat for you. This Friday, I will spend about an hour talking to Jason how he gets 3, 4, sometimes even more for sold by owners a week. He's crushing it. Next year, his goal is to take 200 listings. Many of them will be FSBOs. So I will do a private interview with him. We will post it on the Listing University. You have something to look forward to because he's going to share exactly how he does it. Nothing held back. Nothing for sale. Simply, this is what I do. Here is what I talk about. Here is how I email them. This is the script I use. All that good stuff. A lot of it is similar to Borino, but a lot of it will be some cool new stuff you may have not heard of. So I'm really excited about that. And yes, we are planning with Jason maybe once or twice a month, just get together and chat about real estate. What I like about Jason is here is a guy who is not only articulate, who is good at sharing, who is good at sharing with you what works for him, but who is out there doing it. You know what I mean? It's not a theory. It is not just some kind of guru talking to you from a stage who's never had a phone slammed on him, who's never sold a house in his life. So I appreciate that he's sharing how he's getting leads, how he's converting them into listings, and how he's making money. So it's going to be really good. I'm excited. All right. Well, thank you for all the love. I appreciate that. Look at that. It's awesome. When you do the live broadcast on your screen, all these hearts just kind of go. I love that. That's awesome. Rania, happy birthday, Borino. Thank you so much. How many people are in a boot camp at a time? I take 30 new students at a time. I also allow alumni to take it again. You can repeat and come back if you want to. So I take some of the people who come are repeat. There are agents who take it 2-3 times. They like to refresh, so you can. But as far as the new students, I keep it to 30 people. All right. I recently listened your interview with Mike about expireds, and it was great. Glad you liked it. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff in the Listing University. If you're not a member, consider joining us. It's a great place. It's like a Netflix for real estate, where I post all kinds of coaching sessions. All my videos are there. All the webinars are there. Tons of interviews, advanced marketing strategies, all kinds of good stuff. listinguniversity.com, good stuff. If you buy my Expired Plus or FSBO, any of the systems, Presentation Plus, you get free 30 days. So you can just soak up. You can totally binge on it. I had some people tell me, man, I listen to this stuff for hours. It's so good. So that's awesome. Okay. Would love to have you, Renia. It would be great if you can join us in February for the bootcamp. It would be awesome. It's a good program. I love teaching it because I'm not just telling you what to do. It's broken down so that you and I build these things together, where we roll up our sleeves together. I literally become like a partner in your business. You report to me. You let me know where you are, what's working, what's not working. I know Roxy and a bunch of people are in the bootcamp right now, and I know that my involvement makes a difference, because if something is not working, we can just quickly pop the hood and fix it. And then you build it, you build it, you build it. Lead generation, follow-up, and your presentation. But let's not turn this into a sales pitch for the bootcamp. That was not my intention. This is really just to you and I to talk. Okay, so I'm looking for any questions you guys have. We talked about that. How do I join it? Thank you for all the birthday wishes. Appreciate it very much. That feels really great, man. I feel like a rock star. It's awesome. So I appreciate those nice, kind words. Okay. So, enjoying the show so far? Are you having a good time so far? Good. Now, let's talk 2017. It's going to be here before you know it. Remember on the last call, if you were there, I was talking about the 2 spikes that will happen. One will happen in 2 weeks. That's going to be the November spike. End of the month, you'll see a spike in expired listings. Be ready for that. Be ready that last 2 days in November and first 2 days in December, you're going to see a nice spike of expired listings. The story you're going to hear, and not just from expireds, but pretty much from many leads, is we're going to wait. The holidays are coming. Christmas will be here. We don't want to sell until January. Some you will be able to convert, some you will not, and that's okay. Those you cannot convert, where they strictly just dug their heels in and you can't move them. There are 2 things you will do, of course. You're going to put them on a good follow-up. That's number 1. One of the things you should do as part of a good follow-up is send them a nice personal holiday card. If you celebrate Christmas, send a Christmas card, whatever you celebrate, send them, but personal. Not the one with the giant company logo and stuffed with business cards and all that shit. Don't do that. Something you would send to your family. Something you would send to a good friend. Handwrite it. And I know it's a pain in the ass if you have 20, 30 leads. It takes some time, so start now. Prep it and then send it out. Makes a huge difference. And the second thing I would suggest is start setting up appointments for February, for January, February. I had my tooth done, you know, my saga of the broken tooth, and they're going to put an implant in. They put an implant in, then they do the crown and the whole thing. Some of these appointments, they set like 4 weeks in advance, 6 weeks in advance. Why not you? You're just another professional, just another agent. Do it. Take out your calendar when you talk to the lead. Sure, no problem. I understand. I have an opening on January 17th at 4:45 p.m. here in my office. Why don't we tentatively schedule, and I'll follow up with you to make sure that date still works for you. Boom. Done. Yeah? So don't be intimidated or don't be discouraged if some of these leads want to wait. If they want to wait and you use some of the scripts, you know, this is a good time to sell, if it is, and I believe in many areas it is. You explain to them the benefit of not having as much competition, working with serious buyers right now. The rate's fairly low right now. Who knows what's going to happen next year with the new president? I don't know. I don't have a crystal ball. Nobody seems to. So if the lead is ready, cool. But if they're not, still a good opportunity to convert them down the road. So the first spike will happen in November. There'll be a big spike that's going to happen last 2 days in December and first 2 days in January. Same thing. A chunk of business. Chunk of expireds, because many agents time their contract not 90 days or 120 days, but to the end of the year. So be ready that you will, if you are ready, and you should be ready, with your expired package, knowing your dialogues, knowing the process, how to call them, what to talk about, how to visit, and all that we talk about in the Expired Plus and Bootcamp and all these programs. Be ready for it. Because if you do it right, I mean, think about it. If you pick up 20 good leads, and what if you could convert 20% of those into listings? That's a nice chunk of business, don't you think? And you can do that fairly quickly, just following the process. So be ready for it. Now, the third opportunity that's going to happen is many of the sellers, and this can be old expireds, this can be old for sale by owners, or people just thinking about selling. The holidays will be over, January is here, it's business time. So be ready for people who have been thinking about it, who are planning to move, but have not necessarily selected an agent yet, that they will come out of the woodwork. So how do you connect with them? Well, using the tools we talked about. Stuff like cold calling and door knocking works fine, direct mail works fine, Facebook advertising works fine. I mean, there are plenty of tools you can use to connect with these people. Video is great. So use them. I prefer the active methods. Like you combine an active method of doing a good open house with door knocking. Because you know how it is. There's one property for sale, sign goes up, and then within the next few days or weeks or a couple months, boom, another property pops. Those are the leads who are watching that one property, watching what's going on, watching how the agent performs. If he or she is doing well, potential second listing. Right? It happens a lot. So use that to your advantage. So combination. You do an open house, you door knock in the area, pass some flyers, invite neighbors. And then screen the people who come in to make sure you're not missing an opportunity. Asking questions like, how much did you get for your house? That's a great question to ask during an open house. Because it will tell you instantly, is their house up for sale? Are they a seller and a buyer? Are they a first-time buyer? Do they have an agent? Because if they tell you, yes, it's sold and it's under contract, it gives you a different, you already know this is a different type of lead. If somebody who says, well, our house isn't up for sale yet, we're just kind of getting ideas. Bingo. Now you got a good lead, right? So that's what I'm talking about. So you can combine these. You can combine direct mail, door knocking, open house, or just listed, promoting your listing, open house of your listing. So combination of these will help you connect with these people. And then come January, boom, you're out of the gate. Collecting good leads, following up, getting business. Okay? So those are the spikes. Now, in addition to that, I'm going to give you one more strategy. You have a collection of leads in your contact management system. If you don't have a contact management system, please get one. I've been talking about LionDesk lately. I met them last month. We had a great time. They showed me the system, met the company owner, the CEO, David. David is a rock star. He understands our business, understands technology, and merges those two together. We are in the process of porting all our libraries from both the Borino system and from the Expired Plus system into their platform. So we're in the process. It's going to be pretty cool. But even if it's not there yet, get it. It's a really good system. I will post a link in the comments for you after the broadcast where they give you a 30-day free trial, give you the try. I think it's a fantastic contact management system. For the money you're going to spend, it's very affordable, and the services it offers, the tools you have built into that, it is by far my favorite platform. Okay, so check it out. It's called LionDesk. So here's what I would suggest. Whether you have 20 leads or 100 leads, whatever, call everybody. Now, this is what I would do. I would take a group and call them around Thanksgiving. And this is also a great opportunity to reconnect with your sphere of influence. But I would take my sphere of influence, I would take every existing lead, and I would just call maybe 3, maybe 4 days. I would start probably by Friday, this Friday. We are a week away from Thanksgiving. I would get on the phone. I wanted to say, Jim, just wanted to say thanks. Thanksgiving is coming, and I wanted to express my gratitude for being my past client, for being my existing client, or whatever the circumstances are. Just wanted to say thanks. Just wanted to wish you happy Thanksgiving to you and your family. If there's anything I can do in the future, please let me know. That's it. Keep it short and simple. Same with existing leads. Just want to say hello, wish you happy Thanksgiving. We're going to be cooking turkey. How about you guys? Little conversation, nothing fancy. Those you can't get hold of around Thanksgiving, you're going to contact before New Year's. Either for holidays, wish them Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, or best wishes for the New Year. And if there's anything I can do in New Year, make it a best year you've ever had because your dreams finally came true, got that nice house down in Florida on a golf course you always wanted, let me know. Be glad to help. Personal communication. Okay, so contact everybody. Even if you talked to them a month ago and they told you they won't be ready for 6 months. Remind them who you are. Remind them how cool you are. Remind them how high status, helpful agent you are, not a needy, desperate real estate salesperson. Remind them you're still in business. They need to know your name. They need to know how to get hold of you. They need to know why they can trust you and why you're cool. And don't be surprised if they tell you, well, you know what, our plans have changed. Because sometimes they do. But if they don't, another ping, another touch, another remembrance of you that will help you later convert them into listings. Groovy. How is that for being helpful? Yeah, good stuff. I mean, this can be a fantastic year. I'm telling you, 2017, my goal is to take 1,000 agents, 1,000 of you, and turn you into absolute rock stars. Make sure that 2017 is your best year you ever had. And I will do whatever I can, producing new programs. We're working on the Real Estate Video Plus. We are working on a new coaching program. There's a whole bunch of stuff that I want to deploy, yes, to extract your money, because that's how I pay my bills. But most importantly, and the reason I'm successful is because you are successful. Because if you screwed up and if you were a total failure, I would not be in the business. Think about it. You must succeed first before I can succeed. So I have to do whatever it takes to inspire you, to prod you sometimes, to use foul language sometimes, to yell at you sometimes, to give you all these information, all these tools, and share with you and answer your questions, because you must succeed. In order for me to be successful, you have to be successful. That's my mission. And that's my inspiration. That's why I'm here. So if you need my help, if you have questions, if you are stuck, or if something is not working for you, or if you just want to do better, reach out. Here on Facebook, email me, borino@expiredplus.com, borino@expiredplus.com. Post here on Facebook. Friend me on Facebook. I still have few slots available to make new friends. So do whatever you can so that I can do whatever I can to make you successful. Está bien? 2017 is going to be an amazing year. It's going to be a fantastic year. Many part-time agents, many old-time agents, by old I mean old thinking, not age-wise, but people who are still stuck in 1985 in terms of the way they do business, the way they handle their clients, the way they treat their clients, the way they treat their business, they'll be gone. We are in a completely new era. The ball game has changed so much. This game has changed. And you guys, by being here on this broadcast today, being in the group, researching, learning, soaking it up, give clear indication you're on the ball. You're keeping up. It's changing, and it's going to change again. And 2017 will be very exciting for some and a disaster for many. My job and your job together, we want to make sure you're in the first group. Yes, so I'll share some more good stuff with you. And if you have ideas, what you feel would be helpful, let me know. Fire off an email or post a suggestion. What should be my next coaching? What should be my next... Okay, speaking of which, little birthday interlude. But here's what we're going to do. Our next Listing University session will be, now there are two parts to it. You can watch it, they'll be public. The live broadcast will be public. It's going to be a webinar, it's going to be a lot of fun. The recording, of course, goes onto Listing University, so you guys who are members, thank you for being members. You'll be able to watch it. But what I want to do is give you tools for 2017, because more and more of the business is shifting now online. We're going to review your digital presence, your digital marketing online. What kind of impression are you making on potential sellers, even potential buyers, potential clients, before they make a choice, before they pick you or not pick you? So I will pretend I'm a potential lead, and I'm interviewing agents. I'm looking for a good agent in your area. And if I were to search for you, would I be able to find you in the first place? If I were to find you, what impression would I get from your website, from your Facebook business page, maybe your personal Facebook page? Would I be able to get an impression that you are a professional agent who can help me? Do you have a YouTube channel that I should see? Do you have any other outlets where you communicate through social media, through online presence? So I'm going to take maybe 4 or 5 of you, and we'll do a little audit. Pretty cool, right? So the condition is, for those of you who want to be audited, for those of you who want me to go through it, and of course, we will look at what works, and we will make suggestions what you can do better. We're going to take a look. It's going to be all live. I will have some notes. And I'll show you, because a lot of the stuff that you're going to see on other people's websites or other people's posts or other people's business Facebook page or YouTube or whatever else channels you use, you will be able to incorporate in yours. The mistakes they make, there's a good chance you may be making the same mistake. Or they may, on the other hand, have something really cool that you should integrate as well. Good idea? Yeah? How do you guys like it? What do you think? So if you're interested, you must be a Listing University subscriber to participate as the one to be reviewed. Either post it in the comments here, shoot me an email, reach out one way or another. We're going to do it right after Thanksgiving. We're going to do it about a week after Thanksgiving. I'm going to prepare for it. We're going to review our materials. We're going to review our website. Anything that the client or potential client would see or read about you, we're going to research. Maybe you have some reviews on Zillow, some customer reviews. We're going to check those out. Maybe you have a couple of reviews on Yelp. We're going to check those out. Anything that the potential client sees about you, we're going to take a look at it. Yeah? You like the idea? So if you want to be part of it, shoot me a quick email. Let me know. I'll give you a little more details. Nothing fancy, but a good way for you to hit 2017 running. Hit the ground running fast. Okay? Yeah? Oh, Lisa already posted. Fantastic. Yes. All right. Brian says, very good stuff. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Thanks for being here. Outstanding. All right, so let's go through some questions here. Maria's waiting for the boot camp. Outstanding. Okie dokie. Yes, yes, yes. Roxy wants to know how many live events a year. Oh, you guys are loving the idea. Awesome. Thank you. I appreciate all the love. Look at that. How many live events a year do you have, Roxy? There'll be at least 2 next year. We're planning to. One is already on the books. It's going to be in April in Disneyland, in the Disney Resort. I will be again hosting the Lab Codes Live, and there will be a September event, most likely here in Washington, D.C. Borino event. Charity says, I like LionDesk. Good system, right, Charity? Yeah, it's really good. Well built, fairly easy to use, easy to learn, robust, does all kinds of cool stuff. Yeah. What's your thought on Top Producer? Eddie wants to know. Eddie, Top Producer is a robust system. It's a good system. It's been around. I used to use it, Jesus, 10, 15 years ago, maybe more. It is not bad. I have 2 problems with it. Some of the features are a little clunky, a little dated. That's number 1. And number 2, it's a beast to really learn and master. In my opinion, it is very hard to really learn all the bells and whistles. It's tons of them. It's good for teams. It has a lot of functionalities. But if I were to set up a contact management system, my choice would be LionDesk. That's why I endorse it. I don't get paid by LionDesk. I just believe that given the options out there, considering your budget, how much time you want to devote to learning it, and what it can do for you in terms of your follow-up, LionDesk would be my choice. All right? Anthony Glass declares, 2017 will be my best year, period. Anthony, I'm behind you. Declare it publicly, stay with it, do what it takes, and you have my word and my commitment. I will do my share. I will do my part. And together we can do some pretty amazing things. I'm convinced of that. All right? Donna says, looking forward to rocking in 2017 with Borino. We are here. Rocking a famous hat. This goes to you, Donna. Hey, if you're not having fun, then what the fuck, you know? What would life be? All right. Anthony has a question. Can you tell me a little more about how you transition from being helpful to listing appointment for a FSBO? Great question, Anthony. Excellent question. Let me show you how it's done. All right, I should have opened that wine, I'm telling you. I got this lovely bottle of wine from my staff. All right, so here's how you do it, Anthony. There are certain prerequisites you have to have in place in order for this to work. 1, you have to have a motivated seller. Make sure the FSBO has a desire to sell. That's number 1. Number 2, they already had a little bit of a taste of what it's like to sell on their own. Because if they're just starting, there's nothing you can do or say to convince them otherwise. On the contrary, the more you pressure them, list with me, list with me, list with me, the more they go, so fuck off, fuck off, fuck off. You know what I mean? So you don't want to get into this position. You want to get into this position. We're in this together. I'm here to help. We're a team, you and I. We have the same goal. I'm not here for the money. I may get paid, maybe not. I'm not attached to that. My number 1 objective is to help you. And if you can get this across genuinely, without sounding like a salesman or without sounding needy, you got them. And then it's just keeping in touch. So the prerequisite, FSBO is motivated. They had a taste what it's like to sell on their own. You apply 0 pressure. You're being cool and helpful. Now, there comes a point, and according to FSBO, for example, 70% of the FSBOs list in 30 days. So the window is not that big. And it can be smaller and shorter if they're motivated, if they have a deep desire to sell, and if they have a big pain or strong pleasure drive. But you have to gauge that. And through right conversations, you can find out. I mean, there's a whole bunch of questions in the Borino system that will help you detect and decide where are they in the process. But here's how you bridge it. You've been in touch for a while. You've been following up. You've been offering resources, answers, tips. You've been helpful. There's enough level of trust, and this is critical, where the FSBO can be and will be honest and open with you. So you say, well, Sharon, let me ask you this. You guys have been selling for 2 months, which is longer than it takes for an average home that's listed by an agent to sell. So clearly something is not working. If this was my listing, I'd be worried. We would be in trouble. Because average home in our area takes about 40 to 45 days to sell. That's a normal days on the market to get a good price, to get a good offer from a qualified buyer. So clearly something is off. Now, may I ask you, Susan, or Sharon, Susan and Sharon, may I ask you, do you have a plan B? Have you thought about drastically lowering the price? Are you going to change dramatically your marketing? What are your thoughts? Where are you? And then you follow up with, well, do you have a plan B? Have you thought about, let me ask you this, Sharon. What if there was a possibility that you could possibly put more cash in your pocket even after you list with an agent you can trust? Notice the body communication, nonverbal communication. What if there was a possibility you could put a little more cash even after paying a commission, listing with an agent you trust who could bring a good qualified buyer quickly? Would you at least consider it? That's called a bridge. Now, you got to be careful with that statement. Number one, you're not guaranteeing or promising they're going to get more money. That's number one. Number two, you offer it as just an alternative, not a close. Just like, would you at least consider it? What would most sellers say? How is that possible? How much could we get? What do you mean? You get them with curiosity. Now, you may be sitting there wondering, well, hold on, Borino, isn't that kind of misleading? How will they net more money? Studies, data. Get the National Association of Realtors profile of home buyers and sellers. And I think this is section 7 or 8. I'm not sure which one the latest one is. I think it's either 7 or 8, where they break it down. They compare prices of for sale by owners nationwide and listed with brokers. And they consistently outperform. The prices of the homes listed by an agent are year in, year out higher than the prices of for sale by owners. That's the evidence. Because a professional agent, that's why you and I are around. That's why this industry is around. Because selling a house is so complex. Most buyers prefer working with agents, and they want the guidance. They want professional negotiations. Sellers want the marketing tools. They want the resources that agent brings. Those homes usually sell for more. Now, you don't guarantee it. You don't promise it. You simply offer it as a possibility. And if the seller is motivated, and if you do have enough trust with them, will they be intrigued? Of course they would. And then you sit down with them and you do a good listing presentation. When you show them where they are, you explain the marketing steps necessary to get the property sold, you present a net sheet, and you simply ask, well, Sharon, let me ask you, would this be enough to get you to that lovely condo you want down in Boca? Because that's the only decision they to make. Yes or no, not how much. They don't control the price, neither do you. Okay, so that's how you do it. Was it helpful? Yeah? All right. Leticia says, gracias. Roxy is in. Brian says, that sounds great. From here, I can make a lot of improvements. Can wait. Oh, you guys are talking about the review. Yeah, let's do that. It's going to be good. Monica wants to do the review. Outstanding. Good. Now, you got to practice this a little, obviously. There has to be some confidence behind it, and you need to know what you're talking about. And then you append the FSBO presentation, which is just a few slides in front of your regular presentation. And if you want all that, just get the Borino system, and you have it. It comes with the actual listing presentation where you show the seller step by step. Here is where you are. Here is why listing with an agent makes more sense and usually nets more money. Here's the data. You can't argue with data. Okay? Marsha would like to know, what do you do if expired or FSBO has tenants in the property and tells you to just go over and preview it? I want to meet the seller, not the tenants. Marsha, I would still go take a look at the property, but I would say, you know what, we're strangers. And I base my business on trust, just like you, I'm sure, would only deal with an agent you trust. In order for us to develop that trust, we need to meet for 10, 15 minutes over a cup of coffee, maybe at the property, maybe at Starbucks, maybe your house, maybe my office, whatever works for you. Which one would work better? I wanted to ask some questions. I'm sure you had some questions for me. I cannot just willy-nilly send my clients your way to somebody I've never met. Okay? And then it's just a matter of following up, being cool, being helpful. Yeah, that's how you do it. Good question, Marcia. Shana wants to know if the Lion Disc is better than Realty Juggler. In my opinion, yes. Yes, it is. Monica says it had more options. Yes, it does. It does. It's a really cool system. Check it out. I will post a link. Try it for 30 days. It doesn't cost anything. Give it a try. See how you like it. Elisa says, I called 40 FSBOs yesterday, got 2 appointments. Way to go. Now, you should do more than that. I mean, I appreciate your effort. That's fantastic. But did you dial 40 or did you talk to 40 and got 2 appointments? If you dialed, that's cool. If you talk to 40, we need to improve your communication, Elisa. Because out of 40 conversations, there should have been 20 appointments. Kenneth, rockstar FSBO agent, right, Ken? Go Chicago Cubs. Helping FSBOs is the way. I got a FSBO lead a while ago, also with a flat fee. I saw the opportunity, gave suggestions to the owner. Turns out the owner purchased the property already and needs a loan to extend it and couldn't find any. I've been researching lenders and sending them once in a while. Last week he said in 2 I sent him a look promising. He also asked me about listing the property, should be meeting this week. Way to go. See, keeping in touch, offering helpful, cool information. All I was being helpful, never asking for anything. That's the secret. They know you're available. They know you're a real estate agent. But they also know, here's a guy who's trying to genuinely help me. Fantastic. Ken, way to go. Thumbs up. Zach would like to know, how do you handle a FSBO objection? Would you allow room to go 5% to get the listing? I see people in my office sending out door hangers advertising 4%. Zach, here's my recommendation. There will always be Walmart and there will always be Nordstrom. And there's room for everybody. And in between, there's Target somewhere in between. You need to decide what is a good business model for you. So that's one. If your entire area is offering 4%, it's going to be a little harder to offer more, or whatever is appropriate commission for you. So you need to decide. But then stick to your guns. If you know you're worth X, and if you know there are clients who see the value in it and are willing to pay you, you're going to stay with it. Now, that being said, Zach, here is another piece of advice. Do not ever discuss your commission or the price with a potential seller until the actual listing appointment. Never ever give the actual numbers, ever. Don't violate this rule. Now, what if the seller is insistent and you say, great question, I'm glad you asked, Jim. I have several commission plans available. I'm sure we're going to find one that is affordable, that will fit your budget. And that's it. Okay? Eddie would like to know my thoughts on Top Producer. We covered it. I think Lion Disc is a better bang for the buck. I would prefer that. It's easier to learn, more robust. I like it. Elisa talked to 10, got 2 appointments. That's not bad. You dialed 40 FSBOs, talked to 10, got 2 appointments. Not bad. Not bad. Keep in touch with the rest. Don't drop them. Just because you didn't get an appointment now doesn't mean you cannot get an appointment later. Because there are only 2 reasons why FSBOs will put you off. Either they had a horrible experience with real estate agents and they're absolutely stuck on the fact, they're steadfast, not listing with an agent no matter what. That's a possibility. The second possibility is they really need to get a taste. They really need to convince themselves first that they cannot do it on their own. They need to experience the reality. Now, the third option is they don't have a high core driving emotion. They don't need to sell in the first place. Low motivation. You don't worry about those. Although you got to be careful because many FSBOs are very cleverly disguising the fact that they're really motivated. Because they know that as long as they appear aloof and I don't really give a shit and I can stay here 10 years, most agents will go away. So they use it as a defense. So be careful. Many times it's just smoke screen, and smoke and mirrors. If you keep in touch, some of them you will convert, some you will not. Some will become clients, some will not. But keep in touch until you're absolutely clear, no motivation, no desire to sell, or just difficult pain in the ass clients. Those I would delete, I would dump. The rest, just be cool, keep in touch. So what if it takes more than a month, or 2, or 3? If you keep feeding the pipeline, some will convert right away, some will convert soon, some a little later. But you just keep feeding it in, and they're going one here, boop, 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 a couple of them later, boop, boop, 3 or 4, a little later, boop, 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 boop. Like the sound effects? So that's what I'm saying. So keep in touch with them. Okay? The 40 is still a good pool. Here's my expectation. Out of 40 for sale by owner that you talk to and you put on your follow-up, you should convert at least 25%. That would be my expectation. My students, you should do quarter of those. So if you have 40 FSBOs on a follow-up, where you know they're somewhat motivated, they're cool people, and there's a potential that they will list later, out of those 40, I would expect you to do 10 listings. Now, disclaimer, my lawyer always makes me say I don't make any promises or guarantees that these results are attainable, and you should not listen to me for no reason at all. All right? But you understand what I'm saying. If you're not doing 25% conversion, something is broken. You're not perceived as high status agent, you're not making good first impression, you come in either too low, needy, or too high, too aggressive, or you're talking to the wrong people. Okay? So I would look into that. I would fix one of those, or maybe a combination of those. All right. Ronaldo, FSBO do not call list. Should I still call them, and what should I say by me knowing already that there are on the do not call list? Ronaldo, that's really a legal question. That's not a marketing question. And my lawyer told me never to give out illegal questions. That'd be like me giving out health-related questions, you know what I mean? So I really can't answer that for you. You need to kind of sort that out on your own. Elisa has a very good question. How many numbers should we call a day? I'm shooting for 1 appointment a day. That's good enough. Do this exercise with me. Watch this. I'll show you something. Watch, Elisa. Let's say you do 2 conversations a day. I don't know if you guys can see it. Can you see it? That's number 2 here. So you do 2 a day, and you do this 5 days a week. I did this with Tristan, with LabCode's agents yesterday, this exercise. Blew him away. We built a $300,000 plan based on this. So 2 conversations a day. New expired, old expired, for sale by owner, high probability lead, good quality lead. And you have 2 conversations. So that's 20 in a week. Can you do that? Can you have 2 conversations a day, 5 days a week? Is that possible? I think so, right? It's going to take you, what, about an hour? With driving, maybe an hour and a half to do that. So you have 20 conversations a week. 4 weeks would be 80 a month. 80 conversations a month with high probability leads. Some of them you will follow up with, some of them you'll set up an appointment with, some will list with somebody else, some you don't care about. But at the end of the month, you have 80. That means in 6 months, you have 480 conversations where they get to see you face to face, you have a little chat with them, you ask them some questions, you call them once in a while, you mail them something. Out of those 480, how many do you think can be converted into good leads and appointments and listings? Now, this will vary widely for many of you because some of it depends on your ability to communicate, on the systems you use, on the follow-up you have in place, on the experience you have, and confidence you bring. But what if it's, I don't know, I'm just guessing. Again, your numbers will be different. But what if you converted 25% into really solid leads? So let me do this. 480 divided 4. So you have 120 leads. And you convert another just 20%, 25%. That's 30 listings. Is that possible? Is that somewhat realistic? Is it conservative? Now, what is 30 listings worth? If you make $5,000 a transaction, that's $150,000. If you have 2 conversations a day, there's a potential to make a lot of money. Now, again, your numbers are different, so don't copy the numbers, copy the formula. But that's the formula. 2 a day consistently, 80 a month, 480 in 6 months. In 6 months, this could be worth $300,000 a year at only $5,000 a month, $5,000 a transaction. See what I'm saying? It's the consistency of meeting people, talking to people, communicating with people, marketing to people. Yes, stuff like using Facebook ads and using direct mail and all the other passive methods have their place in your arsenal. That's why I have that logo is the toolbox where you have all these tools inside it. And every single one of them has a place. But there has to be a component that's active, where you're actively reaching out, actively talking to FSBOs, reaching out, emailing them, calling them, visiting expireds, dropping off packages, following up with people, knocking on doors, passing out some flyers. You actively sending the signal out, I'm in business. Because you can control that, you can predict it, you can build a business plan around it. And with some tracking, you can adjust the business based on the numbers you're getting. And that's how we get to that ideal lifestyle we talked about at the beginning. That's the whole journey. That's the whole secret. Does that make sense? Now, the question is, can you do 2 conversations a day? I think you can. I totally think you can. Many of you already do. Many do a lot more than that. And many of you earn, as a result, a lot more of that. True or false? Yeah. Thelma has a very good question. 25% conversion leads to appointment. What's a good conversion rate to shoot for appointment to listing? Thelma, that's an excellent question. And again, this number will be very different for agents depending on their experience, their communication abilities, their presentation abilities, their appearance as well, their practice, how well they know their listing presentation and who they talk to. Because if you're talking non-motivated sellers, then you can be the biggest rock star in presenting. It's not going to make much difference. But I'll give you some baselines. These are mine. Yours will be very different. But here's my baseline. If I take on a student who uses the Presentation Plus, which is, in my opinion, the best listing presentation in the world. And I know from a guy who doesn't do hype, strong words. I get that, but I'm backing it up. Try it, take me up on it, use it for 2 months, see for yourself. Now, when you come on board as a newer agent, less than 5 years in a business, your number will be around 50%. That means out of 10 listing appointments, you're going to walk away with 5 contracts, 5 listings. That's not a bad place to be at the beginning. If you go on 10 appointments, you're going to get 5 listings. Not a bad place to start. If you do anything less than that, something is fucked up. Either you're not talking to the right people, or your presentation is off, or something is screwed up. You got to fix that. Now, within 30 to 60 days of studying the Presentation Plus, watching the videos, and practicing it a little, I would like you to be at 80% or better. That's my target for you. Again, no promise, I can't guarantee it, because at the end it will be up to you. But that's my expectation. That should be your target. Out of 10 appointments you go on, where you sit down face-to-face with the seller, either in your office, preferably, or in their house, you walk with 8, 9, or 10 contracts. And yes, there are some rock stars who do 10 out of 10. It is not common, and it requires some skill and some experience and a lot of confidence, but it's doable. But if you do 8, you're doing well. You're doing good. Because maybe 1 you turn down and 1 you don't get. And that's okay. You're still doing well. If you do less than 80%, you're losing business and you're losing money. So that's to kind of orient you what you should shoot for, Thelma. Yeah? All right, my friends. Wow, look at the time. The hour went by like crazy. I would stay and talk to you for another 2-3 hours. So seriously. I really like doing these live broadcasts with you. I so like talking with you. I love inspiring. I love sharing. However, because it is my birthday, and because we have plans with the familia, I know there are some presents being organized, and there is dinner to be had later tonight in a lovely steakhouse, which is one of my favorite places, and there is some wine to be drank, and some celebrations to be conducted. I bid you farewell, my dear rock stars. Thank you so much for being here today. I appreciate it very much. I appreciate every single one of you. Your effort, your desire to succeed, your willingness to share, your willingness to be out there and screw up and deal with the rejection and the tough stuff you have to deal with, because at the end you know the payoff. At the end you know the dreams. At the end you know what you're after. And I'm so thrilled and so appreciate being able to be part of it. So, thanks for being here today. How about we do this again? Are we going to do it next week? I know it's a Thanksgiving weekend. Should we do it? What do you guys think? Let me know what you think. I'm in town. I'm not going anywhere, so we can hop on next Tuesday and just chat turkey if you want and talk more real estate. Your Coach Borino, always appreciative, always grateful for his awesome rockstar students, awesome agents who are out there in the trenches doing the good work. Thank you so much. I'll talk to you real soon. Maybe next Tuesday. If you want me to come back, we'll do it. Yes? Ken says yes. Yes, Ronaldo says yes. Okay. Anthony wishing me happy birthday. Thank you so much, Anthony. Yes. All right. You guys want to do it next Tuesday? Okay, then we'll do it. Then I'll see you all next week here, Tuesday. We might do it at the usual time, which was noon today. I was at the dentist, so we have to bump it to 1 o'clock. But I'll post you the time. Anyway, enjoy the rest of the week. I'll talk to you real soon. Thanks for being here. Coach Borino signing off. Let's go get him. Bye, everybody.